The following is a special Wayne Hills Television sports presentation.
Welcome inside the different gymnasium, where tonight the 7-9 Wayne Hills Patriots will play host to the 13-4 Fairlawn Cutters. I'm Aaron Hood, joined alongside my broadcast partners, Woodard and Luca. Yannuzzi dies. Got about 6 minutes until tip-off between the Patriots and Cutters. Let's get right into our T players. Jack, we'll go to you first. Who's your T die in this matchup? It'll be a matchup where Wayne Hills is trying to get revenge and avenge a loss early in the season to these Cutters. Who's your T die?
Well, this is going to be a very tall task for Wayne Hills, and it's going to take everything they have to pull this win off. My key guy is Phil Park. I think he's going to be huge, and if they win this game or not. Park broke his long streak of games in which he didn't hit a three. The last game against Passaic Valley, he might have been one of the only guys to show up in that game, and he hit about 3 or 4 threes. He's going to have to keep it going from deep in this game if Wayne Hills wants to stand any chance in this one. Look for Phil Park beyond the arc.
Park, like you said, 4 threes against Passaic Valley. Jack had 15 points to lead all scorers on Wayne Hills' side. Luca, we'll go to you. Who's your T die for tonight's matchup?
My key guy tonight has got to be Chester Macarenas. Also had a great game against Fairlawn last time we played them. Tied with Phil Park for the leading scorer. Both had 11 points. Both really showed up in that game. Still, Wayne Hills took an unfortunate loss, but both players played great in that game. Chester was also hot at the very start of the Passaic Valley game, where we also unfortunately took a loss. But this game, if he really strikes this up so much, we might be able to come out with a win tonight.
For now, my T-die for tonight is Andre Macarenas, the sophomore guard, number 12. Had his best game of the year a week ago today at Paramus Catholic, had 20 points, went 10 for 10 from the free throw line. It was a really memorable game, one that Wayne Hills lost by an 8-point margin, but one that they played really well in. And honestly, they looked like the best they've looked all season long. They competed with the Paramus Catholic team that came in at 11-5, and Macarenas, a big part of why they were able to hang in that game. He's going to be huge, like you said, Luca, along with his brother tonight. Shooting and defense are, it's his forte along with Chester. So if both of them can come out hot tonight from behind the arc and play solid defense, Wayne Hills is going to have a good chance to come away with a W for the first time in 4 games. And Luca, I know you had a chance to speak with junior Brandon Caprioni before the game in the all-new segment of In the Paint. Let's take a look at that.
Welcome to In the Paint. I am Luca Yannuzzi here with Wayne Hills basketball player Brandon Caprioni, joining us once again. So unfortunately, Brandon, Wayne Hills took a 65-50 loss against Passaic Valley in the first round of the county tournaments, and that has knocked Wayne Hills out of counties. What do you think was the downfall of the team that caused the loss?
Well, PV was just, they were hitting on all cylinders. That's no excuse for us. We lost a lot of confidence, I feel like, in that game. We didn't hustle as much as we could, and we didn't play together as much as we could. But PV all around, Whitney, they were all hitting their shots from all around, and it ended up hurting us.
Well, though you may be knocked out of counties, you still have some hope for states. You guys are the 15 seed going up against the 2 seed Ramapo. What do you think are some key improvements that this Wayne Hills team needs to make if they want a chance in the state tournament?
Well, we just got to play together and play with confidence. We all know we can win, and we all know we could beat Ramapo. We just gotta play like we know, because I really think we're a capable team and we're capable of going far in the state tournament, and we just got to play with confidence and play hard.
And now tonight, you guys are going up against Fairlawn. In the first game in the regular season at Fairlawn, took a 74-56 loss. What are some key things that you need to look out for from this Fairlawn team?
Well, Fairlawn's a really, really good team. We got to look out for. We got to be defending him at all times. He's a really good player. And like I said before, we just got to play hard and play with confidence. Because if we play hard and we play like we know we're going to win, we could beat anyone.
Yeah, he had a really great game last time at 22 points. But for our side, our leading scorers Chester Macarenas and Philip Park tied for 11. Carter with 10, Brett with 6. They're really looking to improve tonight, like you had just said. Wayne Hills could really come out with a win tonight. And don't go anywhere, as tip-off is just moments away.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Positano Pizza, the finest Italian cuisine and pizzeria. Show us your Wayne Hills student ID to get 2 slices of pizza or a bowl of pasta, plus a drink for only $5.
Welcome back to the different gymnasium. We're moments away from tip-off. Guys, quickly before we do get started, And get underway here on a Tuesday night inside the different gymnasium. Let's take a look at the Wayne Hills starting five. A little bit of a mix-up this time from Coach Starks running out a different starting five, one that we haven't seen all season. The Macarenas brothers starting together. Andre and Chester, the sophomore and junior respectively. James Adamo, the sophomore out there. Philip Park, the guard number 2, also a junior, and the senior Brett Wood rounds out the starting five for Wayne Hills. On the other side for Fairlawn, Darius Ohidis, number 10, John Burr, number 20, Jamin Reyes, Orson Jeffsky, and Mike Naples are the starting five for the Cutters.
And right off the bat, Aaron, I want to see how Wayne Hills comes out with energy in this one, because in the Passaic Valley game, they certainly didn't wake up for that one. So let's see if the Patriots can have some pride here and earn a win against a very tough team.
Wayne Hills on a 3-game losing streak. We're at 7-6 at 1 point, and Jeffsky controls the tip. No contest from Adamo. The much shorter Adamo on the tip. Here's Sanjevsky through to start. No good. Adamo the long rebound will come the other way for the Patriots. The energy, you mentioned, Jack, is going to be interesting in this one. Wayne Hills, 3-game losing streak. Knocked out of the Passaic County tournament. Their focus is going to turn towards state. It seems as if they've clinched the 15th seed as Parts 3 is short. Rebound Reyes. And now he's fouled going the other way. So it looks like Wayne Hills has clinched the 15th seed. Seeding may shake up a little bit, but right now Wayne Hills is just trying to get some momentum here in the remaining regular season games heading into state.
And of course, Counties was a very, very disappointing run. Only the win against West Milford. We thought they would do a lot better. Thought they might even have a chance to play Kennedy, but they certainly did not. And they're going to have to make a miraculous state run for this season to be somewhat successful.
Reyes kick to the corner for Naples. Wayne Hills comes in 5-6 in conference play inside the Mid-North. Here's so he just stepping inside to Buren, no good. His second attempt, no good either. So he just able to grab it, and he lost it off his fingertips. Wayne Hills basketball. So Hills 5-6 in the Mid-North, 3-3 inside the Independence, and Fairlawn, another terrific season inside conference play for them, 9-3. The Mid-North 7-0 in the Independence.
I'm a little confused as to why John Conterso and Carter Lewis are not starting. Fairlawn has a huge size advantage right now.
You mentioned Lewis and Conterso, 2 key guys for Wayne Hills. 2 seniors not in the starting lineup. Only one senior is Brett, and he's the starter. Offensive foul on Wayne Hills will go back to Fairlawn.
Wayne Hills has struggled mightily in first quarters all season. So far, no different.
Here comes Darius Ohidis, number 10, the senior. Crossing over right to left. Tough shot in the lane with the left hand. No good. Burritt's tap is good. John Burritt, the senior who against Midland Park back on February 1st had 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's been a consistent guy for the Cutters. Burritt averaging 15 points and 5 rebounds tonight, and the senior gets Fairlawn on the board there. 2-0 Cutters. Here's Park. Kicking to the corner for Macarenas. Swing opposite corner. Wood on a 3. It's way too strong, so he just has the rebound, and it knocks away to Reyes. Loses it for a second, so he just right there to recover for Fairlawn. Getting near the block. Reverse layup is Ohidis, and Fairlawn right off the bat getting whatever they want inside.
Wayne Hills struggling early again.
Yeah, Wayne Hills, like you mentioned, first quarters have not been their forte. They've had a knack of kind of giving up points in bunches in the first quarter and not really coming out looking very strong on the offensive end. And another turnover right there for Hills. Woods' pass not being able to be handled by Macarenas. Here is Ohidis, and right off the bat, Darius Ohidis giving it to the Patriots. He's got 4 already, and Fairlawn with a quick 6-0 lead. Coach Karsich wants a timeout with 5:33 to go. 6-0 Fairlawn.
That was a great move from Sohikish. He sifted out the defense, then decided which way he was going to go, and on his way back, he blew a little kiss to the student section. Not really sure why. They weren't really bothering him at all. Kind of a small crowd today for Wayne Hills after a couple disappointing back-to-back losses.
So Karsich calling a timeout. Not even 2.5 minutes into this one, already upset with his 5 that he ran out there. Once again, without the 2 seniors, Conterso and Lewis. So a younger starting 5 out here for the Patriots tonight. And not getting it done through the first 2.5 minutes.
Conterso still even has his warm-up shirt on, so it looks like he's not going to be coming in anytime soon. I'm just perplexed as to why this decision was made.
Well, Conterso, we didn't see him play all that much in the county game on Saturday against PV. He started, but he didn't really see that much court time. As now Burritt jumps the pass from Adamo coming the other way. Fairlawn all over Wayne Hills early on. offensively and defensively. Burek going the length of the court there and finishing with the right hand. 8-0 Cutters. Wayne Hills looking for an answer now with Park. Here's Adamo on a three. That one's short. Macarenas offensive rebound. Spinning away into the lane. Dumps it underneath for his brother Chester, and Burek gets up for a big block.
Already, this just looks like exactly the same way Wayne Hills ended the Passaic Valley game.
Reyes nearly throws it away, so he just there to recover. Chet by Macarenas. Nice
What a
dish
pass.
inside. Yeah, like you said, almost a no-look over-the-head pass, and Sajewski finishes off the dish from Sohitish. Fairlawn up 10-0, double digits already for the Cutters. Park going the other way, he lost it, and Wayne Hills will inbound along the baseline.
Just a really slow start from Wayne Hills. Fast breaks for Fairlawn, easy points, tough passes for Hills. Looks like the exact same way they ended the game against the Hornets in the county tournament.
Here's Macarenas against Naples. Driving, looking for something, and he gets the bucket to go. Count the bucket plus a foul, so Andre Macarenas looking for a three-point play. He gets Hills on the board there.
Honestly, I'm just wondering about the confidence from this Wayne Hills team right now. They just seem low on confidence. The morale seems very low. The players just don't seem as energized. And here come Conturso and Lewis, finally. And Aaron, I got to say, this game doesn't really mean anything for state rankings. All it does is pad your record because the state rankings have locked, the tournament is set, and you got to wonder, how will the players respond to that? Is this going to be a game, another one of those games where they're just like, oh, this doesn't really matter, or are they actually going to play for pride here?
Well, we'll see. Macarenas' free throw is too strong. Like you mentioned, this game not mattering for seeding or anything in the state tournament, so he just tries a three. It's too strong. Long rebound, Macarenas. He saves it along the far corner, and here comes Park the other way. But Wayne Hills looking to avenge a loss early in their season to the Cutters as Wood's three rattles in and out and back in again. A three from Wood from the near corner. 10-5. Patriots cut the lead in half.
Brett Wood, a great stop and pop shooter, and that's exactly what he did there, right off a pass.
Naples in the corner trying to answer, and he does. Wayne Hills, a three to cut the lead to 5, and then gives one right back. Michael Naples knocking it down from the near corner that time. 13-5, Fairlawn. Wayne Hills lost to Fairlawn 74-56 in Fairlawn on January 16th. So the Patriots trying to even up the season series with the Cutters here tonight. Macarenas scooping it up with the right hand and getting it to go. Wayne Hills has scored on the last 3 possessions, looking a little bit more into it now on the offensive end.
That was a sweet, patient move from Andre Macarenas. And Aaron, as you mentioned, the loss against Fairlawn, the blowout, they did play him close in the first half, then everything just went downhill in the second.
Reyes wide open for 3. It's too strong. And fans want a foul, wanted a push, and Jeff's able to tip it down low, and the finish underneath. It's 15-7. Cutters in front, 3:08 to go in the first. Macarenas with the right hand now, trying that little push shot, no good. Rebound Conturso, flips it up, too short. So Sohitish now coming the other way with it for the Cutters. Another nice pass from Darius Sohitish. The court vision from the senior, remarkable. He finds Burek there, running the length of the floor. 17-7, back to a 10-point lead for Fairlawn.
Wayne Hills has been a defensive team all year. We saw the defense collapse at the end of the Passaic Valley game. They let up 65 points, already 17 points allowed in the first quarter.
Park with the right hand, it's bumped. Plus a foul, he'll go to the line, count the bucket. So Philip Park trying to complete a 3-point play here for Wayne Hills.
And this is one of the highest scoring quarters Wayne Hills has had, believe it or not, in the past couple games.
Couple subs for Fairlawn. Number 21, Julian Reyes in, as well as number 11, Dabo Farrell.
And that's just really a testament to how much this offense has struggled recently, that this is the highest scoring quarter they've had in the past 2 games.
17-10, Fairlawn in front. 2:35 to go in the opening quarter between the Cutters and Patriots. Here's Sanjevsky. Had a big game last time against Wayne Hills. Scored 22 points, had 9 rebounds. Here's Sanjevsky from the corner, and he knocks it down. The senior who can score at all 3 levels, especially from the outside, knocks it down. 20-10, Cutters.
The Cutter offense is absolutely just unstoppable right now. Hitting from everywhere.
Cutting Lewis now off the pass from Wood can finish. Sanjevsky the rebound. Up along the far side for Sohitish, working against Wood. Flip back up top. Burek on a 3. No good. Conturso grabs the rebound for Hills.
That's where they need Conturso. He racks up all these rebounds.
Now going the other way for Lewis. He's denied by Burek. His second denial of the game. Lewis gets it right back. Flips it up off glass. No good.
Oh, Conturso's hurt. He's limping.
Wayne Hills couldn't handle the rebound. Like you said, Tinturso.
This is not good. That's his ankle that's been bothering him all season. And he's not playing with the brace today, and Tinturso can't put any weight on that foot. He's really in pain.
Yeah, stoppage in play here. 139. Fairlawn scores in transition once again, but
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I think this is his first game without the ankle brace, and clearly having a hard time getting off the court.
Yeah, but
something you hate to see.
Yeah, needs the help of the trainer to limp off the court there. So not a good sign for Wayne Hills. Ali Mansarodu will check in off the bench.
And I was saying just before that happened, Tinturso, they need him in. He racks up these rebounds. He wasn't in that much in the Passaic Valley game, and they were getting out-rebounded.
First it was Carter Lewis who got hurt in that Passaic Valley game, but back again tonight. Potentially that injury may be why he didn't start, but
Macarenas with the right hand, no good. They'll get a walk on Andre, and it'll go the other way. Fairlawn up 12 here, 22-10. Cutters, a minute 27 to go here in the first, as Reyes will walk it up for Fairlawn.
as I was saying before, we can't lose these big guys as top players on this team. So he is standing at 6'4", or standing at 6'5". Babatunde Amosu standing at 6'6". Really need some big guys like Carter and John to defend against these guys.
Macarenas down low. Pound dribble Mansarodu, he was denied from behind. That was Sanjevsky using his size down low to deny the shot. Last touch on Wayne Hills. Fairlawn coming the other way up 12.
Not a smart play from Mansarodu as he found himself trapped under the basket and just went up with it and hit the bottom of the basket.
Reyes, tough shot, no good. Rebound, Mansarodu. And now Park coming the other way is going to be fouled from behind by Reyes. 49 seconds to go, 22-10, Wayne Hills. Here comes Babatunde Amosu into the game for Fairlawn. And Orson Jeffsky will check out. So Park to inbound, near side in front of the bleachers.
I want to see this matchup between Lewis and Amosu. They're pretty much around the same size. Amosu might have an inch or two on him. And they have pretty much the same build, so it'll be interesting to see who wins this matchup.
Kick to the corner. What a contested three. No good. Rebound Amosu.
And there's 1-0 already to Amosu.
30 seconds to go here in the opener. Fairlawn up 12. Looks like they'll hold for the final shot.
The baseline is wide open. The Cutters don't really see it right now.
Working around the perimeter. O'Farrell and Reyes playing catch up top.
A weird zone from Wayne Hills. I don't know what it's a 2-1-2, but they're not really guarding that baseline.
Under 10 seconds to go. Reyes crossover. Kick back up top to his brother Julian Reyes, and he walked with it. They'll get it up and down on Reyes. Wayne Hills with a chance to get on the board here. Maybe cut it to 10 or 9 with 5.5 seconds to go in the first. Macarena's out. Adamo win for the Patriots. He'll inbound here on the near side. Park gets it in the backcourt. He's got to hurry. 3 seconds to go now. Park with the right hand off glass. It's too short. Rebound Amosu, and that will end the first quarter 22-10. Fairlawn on top after a quarter.
Well, the offense struggled heavily for Wayne Hills in that first quarter, but it was also their highest scoring quarter in the last 3 games, and they've let up 22 points, which is something that we haven't really seen with Wayne Hills' defense not showing up, and they certainly did not show up in that first quarter. They're going to hope to pick it up in the second if they want to keep this game relatively close at all.
And when I was, when I was having the chance to interview Brennan Caprioni, really was saying that practices were really looking to have changed this team, but as we've seen so far from this first quarter, there really hasn't been much change. And Fairlawn, though, a substantially better team than Wayne Hills, really just all over us right now. Hopefully the second quarter shows some better signs here.
Yeah, well, Fairlawn has been pretty impressive over the last season and a half. Like we mentioned, 13-4 coming into this one, 9-3 in the Mid-North, 7-0 in the Independence Division. They're leading the division right now. They've got a game up on Wayne Valley, so they're in position to win the division in the regular season, take the regular season crown. 35-8 under Kyle Sabello over the last season and a half. So Fairlawn, the Cutters have certainly been impressive, and they're showing it tonight. Again, another good first quarter from the Cutters.
And they're also certainly looking to avenge the loss they suffered in the Bergen County Jamboree to Ridgewood, that was.
So he just with the steal will come the other way and lay it up with the right hand. Another turnover leads to another transition bucket for Fairlawn. Up 24-10 are the Cutters now.
Guys, this team is playing very sloppy. I don't know what's happening. They just have no energy. Look at the score, 24-10. They just have no energy right now, and they're making turnovers just like this.
Another turnover now. Sanchevsky down the other way, finished with the left hand plus the foul, and Fairlawn blowing it open here in the early second quarter. 31 seconds in, and it's 26-10 Fairlawn. Sanchevsky trying to make it 27-10.
By far the worst start to a game we've seen all season from Wayne Hills, and it kind of just keeps up with the trends that they've been going downhill recently fast, too. They played their best game of the season against Paramus Catholic, and then out of nowhere, the terrible loss to Wayne Valley, another even shocking loss to Passaic Valley, and now this team is just trending downward, down by 17, as we're not even near the end of the second quarter.
Yeah, second quarter just started, 40 seconds in. Here's Franklin on a three. It's short. Offensive rebound, Macarenas. Now against Reyes, flips it up, no good. And the rebound out to Naples, up ahead to Burek in transition with the right hand. Fairlawn, they are killing Wayne Hills in transition right now. Denton out and running the floor. Burek again finishing with the right hand, 29-10 Fairlawn.
And Aaron, this is exactly how the PV game ended. They were beating him in transition.
Franklin, no good. Rebound Naples.
It seems like the defense is getting slower and slower by each game.
Burek tried to make a move against Lewis, and he walked. It's going the other way.
I really don't know what the problem could possibly be right now. Is it laziness from Wayne Hills? Is it lack of energy? Is it both? Or is it just that Fairlawn is that much faster and athletic than they are? I really don't think that's the case. But they're just getting fast break after fast break.
Well, the last time they played this team, they were competing the whole game, the first quarter. They kept it close, smart passes. Of course, the rebounds was a problem, but they were keeping it competitive.
Lewis's three, no good. Rebound, so he just again, Sanchevsky ahead of the Wayne Hills defense, and he knocks down the jumper from the free throw line. 31-10. Wayne Hills already getting blown out here. Not even halfway through the second. 21-point lead for Fairlawn.
Fairlawn must know some kind of secret that no other team has known throughout the season. Just getting fast break after fast break.
What we saw, in the PV game. As Park goes towards the bucket and finishes again plus a foul. So Park going back to the line trying to make another three-point opportunity. But we saw it in the PV game. There were times where Passaic Valley and especially, number 22, Brandon Timothy, he was just ahead of everyone on this Wayne Hills defense.
When Wayne Hills was just trying to come back, I think we can place this loss of energy as a horrible free throw there from Park. We can just place this lack of energy to the halftime at PV, I would say, right, guys? We all saw Wayne Hills come out completely flat out of halftime. They were only down by 5. I don't know why they seemed so dejected, but they all just walked out of the locker room after halftime, and everything has gone downhill since then.
Out of bounds. Last touch on Wayne Hills, so timeout taken. 6:08 to go, 31-12, Fairlawn in front.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Jack. They're just a completely different team, especially from the Paramus Catholic game where they kept it close all game, and now the two losses, Wayne Valley, and of course the last game against PV in the county is just a lack of energy, you might say, that we've been saying, so far. And it's just weird because the last time they played Fairlawn, they were keeping competitive. They only lost because of turnovers, but they were keeping it competitive, and they were trying the whole game. So I don't know what's happening here, but they need to adjust quickly.
And Wayne Hills, we mentioned these games don't matter. They're going to need these regular season games before state tournament to just compose themselves and just forget about whatever is happening recently. We don't know what it is. We haven't seen them play this bad in the last 3 years. But they're going to need these games to just get back into the Wayne Hills basketball mindset, reset themselves, and go into states with somewhat of a high note when they have to play a very tough Ramapo team who they lost by 12 to earlier in the season. And Ramapo has an excellent defense. And the way this Wayne Hills offense has been playing, it does not look good for them in that matchup unless things turn around.
Wayne Hills trying to take it game by game. They've got Lakeland on Thursday, who they beat on the road earlier in the year, and then they've got West Milford, who they beat a couple weeks ago in the Passaic County Tournament preliminary round. As here comes Franklin with the right hand in transition, 31-14. Fairlawn in front. They cut it to 17. So, 2 winnable games after this one for Wayne Hills, but then, it's like it doesn't stop. They've got Patterson Kennedy next Tuesday after that. So, Wayne Hills trying to take it game by game and go into that Patterson Kennedy game, at least with a little bit of momentum, try and pull the upset as now a foul on Wayne Hills. Fairlawn will inbound along the baseline.
Well, that's certainly going to be a tall task, Aaron. Kennedy is one of the best public schools in the state. And Wayne Hills has been struggling against opponents who are not really of the level that Kennedy is. So Wayne Hills is going to have to turn things around quickly if they want that one to stay close.
Kennedy, the number 1 seed in the Passaic County Tournament and the reigning champions, 15-2 as of today. Rebound fought for, and it's going to Wayne Hills. Last touch on Burek.
That rebound was because of James Adamo. That was a great play by him, who we saw have a rough game in that Passaic Valley game. He tapped that one up, jumped as high as he could over a bigger defender, and he tipped it right to his guy, and Wayne Hills got the ball.
5:15 to go here in the first half. Wayne Hills trailing by 17, 31-14, Fairlawn in front. Macarenas at the top against Naples. Going behind the back. Here comes the double with Reyes. Chit to the win, Adamo. Chit cross toward Lewis. Jab step against Sanjevski. Spins. Chit to the corner. Here comes Park to the middle now with the right hand. Denied by Burek again. John Burek on the defensive end doing a great job. And now Naples the other way. Scores in transition again for Fairlawn.
I would go as far as saying that half of Fairlawn's points are probably from transition points.
Adamo answers in transition now with the push shot.
They got to work on this transition defense. Too many points given on transition. Bad start for Wayne Hills.
33-16, Fairlawn in front. Here's Sohitish, another three.
Goodness, they just don't miss.
It's pure from the win from Sohitish. The senior averaging 14 points tonight, and I mean he's a great outside shooter, and he's been great tonight.
They're just leaving guys wide open, and those are just threes that shouldn't be allowed.
Macarenas now off glass, way too strong. Rebound Burek. Up ahead again of the defense is Sanjevski with the left hand. He scores off glass, 38-16, Fairlawn.
And going back to Sohikish, he's a 4-year varsity player for Fairlawn, so he's certainly experienced, and that's a player that you cannot leave open for three.
Well, you see why this Fairlawn team is so good. You know, Burek, 3 years on varsity, Sohikish and Sanjevski, like you mentioned, both 4 years on varsity. So these guys have been playing together for a long time, and you see it.
Oh, my goodness.
They play terrific together. Lewis's three.
Missed behind the backboard.
Yeah, way too short there. Macarenas.
And Aaron, going back to Fairlawn, they're a hot team, 13-3 before the Bergen County tournament. They lost to Ridgewood 88-74. A shootout from both sides. Wayne Hills has not had a game like that all season.
Part to inbound now. He flips it back up top on the wing. Here's Macarenas on a three, too strong. Rebounds knocked around, and Julian Reyes eventually comes away with it for Fairlawn. Here's Burek, 3-on-2 for the Cutters. No good off glass. Tap by Sohikish, no good. Burek trying to rip away the offensive rebound, and does. Out to the win for Sanjevski. Cross court Reyes. Going towards the hoop. That's way too strong. Rebound Burek. Underneath is Sanjevski, and he was hit by Lewis. Or Sanjevski didn't go back to the line for two.
On that possession, Wayne Hills was dominated on the boards by the Cutters, and that's what happens when you don't have Conturso in there. And to report back on the injury before, Conturso still has not come back onto the court, and the trainer, Andrew, has still not come back either. So he's still in the training room as far as we know.
They get the foul on the floor, so no shots for Sanjevski off the inbound. A couple misses from Fairlawn underneath, and last touch on the Cutters. It'll go back to Wayne Hills. They'll come the other way.
Guys, I know Fairlawn's a very good team, but this is just an embarrassing result so far for Wayne Hills, down by 22 points in the first half. The most points they've given up in a half all season, and it does not look like Wayne Hills basketball. This is not the kind of quality basketball that you would expect to see out of them.
Parked in the corner for three. That's short. So he just tips it to Reyes now. Another fast break opportunity. Nice pass, bounce pass from Sanjevski to Burek, and he scores again. Burek, we mentioned it, the senior has been a force all season long for Fairlawn. He scores again in transition there. 40-16 Cutters.
In case any young basketball fans out there want to know how to run a fast break, just watch this Fairlawn Cutter team.
And this is not the same team that went on a 4-on-2 run with that starting lineup with John, Brett, Carter, Phillip, and Andre. This is not the same team. The rebounding is not there. The defense isn't there, and especially the offense. The shooting is just—they're not making anything.
I mean, even if Conturso was in, how much closer could this game possibly be? He can't account for 24 points.
You see Reyes deflecting the pass there. Fairlawn, they all play with active hands, and they forced a bunch of turnovers early from the Patriots early on here tonight. 2:35 to go.
Guys, I'm just so perplexed by what happened to this Wayne Hills team. We thought they were playing their best basketball going into that game against PV, and then we can pinpoint the exact moment when it all went downhill, halftime against Passaic Valley.
Yeah, you saw they went into the half with bad body language, Jack, and you mentioned they came out in the second half and looked pretty flat. Now another turnover, and you see the body language here from Adamo and the other, the rest of the guys. They kind of just look dejected.
And what you don't want from a young team like Wayne Hills before the state tournament, you can't lose the locker room. The players cannot turn on each other. They can't point fingers, no blaming. And you just got to figure out what the problem is and solve it as a team. You can't just get down on yourselves.
Sanjevski touch pass to Reyes. Jumper along the baseline, no good. Adamo Stein for the rebound. Here he comes in transition now. Against Sanjevski. What a denial by Orson Sanjevski. Blocking it with the right hand and nearly catching it. Last touch on him. Wayne Hills will inbound on the baseline.
I said you can't get down on yourself. This Wayne Hills team really doesn't have much to be positive about lately, other than the fact that they are in the state tournament. Another block. Another block.
Sanchevsky with another denial underneath now. Here comes Fairlawn the other way. Skipping through the lane is Reyes, and he was denied. Lewis gets a block of his own. Fairlawn to inbound now on the baseline.
Going back to what I was saying, Wayne Hills needs to shake off these last couple games. Once they make the state tournament, just reset. It's a whole new season. You can make a new name for yourself in that state tournament as a 15 seed, upset the 2 seed Ramapo, and hopefully somehow make a run. It'll be a tall task. Just go one game at a time and just start it as a whole new season. Just forget all about this atrocity.
Well, after the PV loss on Saturday, chat, we were telling them that they should forget about that game, and kind of looks like they're coming out with the same energy. So maybe dwelling a little bit on being knocked out in the opening round of the tournament are the Patriots. Lewis's shot in the lane too strong. Last touch on Reyes. He was trying to save it along the baseline. Wayne Hills will inbound with 1:38 to go in the half.
Usually when you try to save the ball, you try to throw it off an opposing player, not yourself, like Reyes just did. But he's had a good game all game. Just a little mistake from him there.
Guys, Carter can't even get anything going. He's the leading scorer for the past few games, and he can't even get anything going. Not even an easy layup.
Mascarenas with the left hand. Too strong, but a foul. He got bumped. We'll see if it's in the act of shooting.
The Patriots are making good moves to get into the paint, but then when they're there and it's time for a shot, they just seem stuck. And every player just goes up with it, having no idea what they're going to do next. And it's resulting in blocks, missed shots.
Mascarenas hits the first.
A fan in the crowd just said pass the ball, and that's exactly what they need to do. They're playing hero ball right now, just passing to one specific player and just trying to run through that player. They should just pass the ball like they did against Fairlawn the last game. That's where they got open shots.
So he just enables back in for Fairlawn. Offensive rebound off the missed free throw by Mansour Rodwell. Here's Mascarenas' three from the wing, no good. Rebound Sohitish.
That was a good shot from Mascarenas. Looked like it was all the way in.
It was about halfway down and rattled back out. So Wayne Hills can't catch any breaks here early on. 40-17 Fairlawn. Here's Burek again knocking down another jumper. Burek, the senior, we talked about him. 14 points and 5 rebounds tonight for John Burek, and he's giving it to the Patriots here tonight.
The soft zone defense from the Patriots just not working at all. Wide open shot from Burek on the last possession.
Mascarenas to the middle. Looking for a cutting Lewis off glass. It's good. 42-19, 23-point lead for Fairlawn. 45 seconds to go in the half.
What happened to that cut play they used to run to Carter Lewis? They ran it for like 4 games, and it worked. Lewis was averaging around like 20 points a game. And Wayne Hills just stopped doing it against Wayne Valley, and it's all gone downhill since then. I don't understand why they would just abandon that play that was working for them so well. It's just a mystery to me.
Well, you mentioned Lewis over his last 6 contests, which in the beginning of those 6 contests, you mentioned that's when they started to run that little play where Lewis would come down and cut towards the rim, and they would hit him from the corner. It was very effective. Like you mentioned, Lewis over his last 6 games averaging 22 points a night. So, like you said, it's kind of a little bit of a mystery why Wayne Hills has kind of gone away from it.
If it ain't broke, why fix it? And I don't understand why Wayne Hills would try to run something else if that play was working against every team they played.
44-19, Fairlawn in front. Final 30 seconds of the first half here. Mascarenas up top against Naples. Wayne Hills trying to go into the locker room with a little bit of momentum. Here's Adamo off glass, no good. Rebound Amosu. Fairlawn will have the last shot. Here they come. Reyes pulls it out. Now Naples stick to the corner. Burek. Now back up top. They'll set up. 10 seconds to go here in the first half. Reyes spinning away from Adamo. Into the lane, and he was hit from behind by Adamo. Fairlawn in the bonus, so Reyes will go to the line. It'll be a 1-and-1.
The only positive thing about that foul is that Wayne Hills is going to get the ball for one more possession before the half. And I really just don't know what to say. I'm at a loss for words right now, guys. An absolute blowout on our hands. The worst basketball we've seen Wayne Hills play all season.
This definitely has to be the biggest lead that a team has had at Wayne Hills High School against his basketball team.
Reyes is first is up and good. Isaiah, you mentioned opponents coming in here to the different gymnasium. It hasn't been easy. This year, Patriots are 5-2 at home, but Fairlawn, an extremely good opponent that's just come in here and kind of from the jump they've kind of had the Patriots number. Here's Reyes, his second. It rattles home. Reyes goes 2 of 2. Wayne Hills has 5.9 seconds to get a shot up. Here's Mascarenas to Lewis. A deep 3 from the wing. It's good. So Lewis, at the end of the half, knocks down the deep 3. 46-22. Fairlawn, despite that, still goes into the locker room up by 24.
There's really not much that I can say about that first half. Lewis hit the three at the end to give some positivity to Wayne Hills going into the locker room. Most points they've allowed in a half all season. Largest deficit they faced by halftime all season. Wayne Hills is not going to win this game, guys. There's really just nothing to say. They just need to play for pride in that second half and stop this embarrassment.
I have no idea where this team has gone. They were so good going on a 4-2 run, and then after Valley, Valley got the last laugh and just took the breath out of them, and they've lost. It looks like they're about to lose 3 straight in a row. It's 46-22 at home at Wayne Hills. This is the team that we thought it was going to make it pretty far, especially in counties. But
especially after that Paramus Catholic performance.
Yeah, exactly. They kept it close with Paramus, a private school, which is insane. But this is not the team that we've seen this season. And of course, the loss of John is it's bad as it is now. But I don't know what's going to happen as the season moves on.
Well, Wayne Hills, barring an incredible comeback, seemingly headed towards their 4th straight loss. Aaron Hood, Jack Woodard, Isaiah Ahumada with you here. We'll be back for the second half action from the different gymnasium.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Positano Pizza, the finest Italian cuisine and pizzeria. Show us your Wayne Hills student ID to get 2 slices of pizza or a bowl of pasta, plus a drink for only $5.
Welcome back inside the different gymnasium. 30 seconds away from second half action. Guys, quickly let's take a look at the leading scorers for both sides. For Wayne Hills, a 3-way tie. Andre Macarenas, Philip Parker, and Carter Lewis all with 5 for the Patriots. And on the other side for the Carters, John Burek leads them with 14. Orson Jeffsky right behind with 12. Darius Ohitish with 11 for Fairlawn.
I just want to comment on the Wayne Hills body language. They came out of the locker room right now just walking, heads down. And this is exactly what we saw at the end of the first half in the Passaic Valley game. They were down by 3. Passaic Valley hit a shot, went up by 5. Wayne Hills was still in the game. It's a county tournament game. They come out of the locker room, heads down, just walking, lack of energy. This is where it all went downhill. The last game and a half, it's just been like that. And it all started with that walk out of the locker room from Passaic Valley, and we don't know why, but it's the same exact story here. And Wayne Hills needs to turn their attitude around, or this team will not go far at all in states.
Fairlawn with their starting 5 to begin the second half. So Ohitish, Reyes, Sanjevsky, Naples, and Burek. Wayne Hills running out Park, the Macarenas brothers, Lewis, and Mansell Road. Long rebound to Lewis off the 3 that was too long from the corner. So Wayne Hills 46-22. Hills down by 24. Fairlawn in front by 24. Here's Mansell Road on a 3 from the wing, and Ali Mansell Road hits a 3. And look at the Wayne Hills bench getting into a little bit there. So it's Coach Karsich. That's a good start.
The most energetic we've seen them in the past 2 games.
Here's a 3. It's short. Rebound Park. So Wayne Hills coming out with some energy here to begin the second half. Here's Macarenas now trying a 3. That's too strong. Mansell fighting for the rebound. It's tapped out to Chester. In the lane, he lost it. Burek, here we go. 2-on-2 break. Bounce pass. Reyes, tough shot. He couldn't finish. It was too strong. Offensive rebound, Naples, and he's hit on the arm. Mike Naples would go to the line for 2 shots for Fairlawn.
That was a great move by Reyes. Just couldn't quite finish it.
Reyes attempting the tough reverse. Naples able to grab the offensive rebound, and he's at the line for 2 shots.
And something that we love to see, John Conturso sitting back on the bench, came back out after halftime. So let's just hope he's okay. He probably will not come in for the rest of this game just as a precautionary measure, but great to see him back on the bench and not in serious pain.
Yeah, well, Conturso doesn't seem to have anything that he's holding with him or anything on his ankle, so seems to be doing well enough to not have to nurse it with anything. But again, Conturso maybe as a precautionary measure, Chad. We may not see in the rest of this one. So Naples goes 1 of 2 from the line. Brings the lead back to 22. 47-25 Fairlawn. Here's Mansarodo now on the baseline. Wood sitting to begin the second half for Wayne Hills. Mansarodo has already injected some energy into the Patriots with that win 3. Part thinking about a deep one, guarded by Sohitis. Mansarodo, pump fake, hit up top. Park gets a good look on a 3. It rattles home. So Park hits a 3. Wayne Hills cuts it back to under 20. 47-28 Fairlawn.
And there's my key guy, Phil Park, hit his first 3 in the past 7 games. Last game, and now he has 2 games in a row with a 3.
And the energy has shifted here on the court for Wayne Hills. They're talking on defense. They're playing up tempo. So couple 3s from the Patriots. That's all it takes. Wayne Hills much more confident now. So down by 19. They've done a lot of work to do, but at least they're coming out with some energy.
The energy may have shifted, but it's very unlikely they're going to come back from a 19-point deficit against a very good Fairlawn team, 13-4.
Reyes underneath. Naples' shot was denied by Lewis. Partacity tried to get it to Macarenas. It looks like a steal for Reyes, but they're going to get a kid ball violation. Reyes can't believe it. So Wayne Hills catches it right there, and they've got it coming the other way now.
He stole it because of the kick ball. I don't know what he's arguing about. It was clear.
Park checked by Sohitis in the backcourt. Across the timeline now to Macarenas. Hits to his brother Chester in the corner. Here's Park. Macarenas on the wing.
They're hesitating too much from three. Just fire it. You're down by 19. You got to shoot some threes.
Throws it away. Here comes Sohitis. What a move. Euro step no good in the lane. Burek with the offensive rebound, but they'll get a tie-up. It'll be a foul against Burek, and Wayne Hills gets it back.
Going back to what I was saying, Wayne Hills has open looks from three. They're pump faking and trying to drive. You're down by 19 points. Time is not your friend. You want to just chuck up as many threes as possible and hope they go in.
Park racing up the floor against Sohitis. His shot was blocked. Gets it right back. It's denied again by Burek. Burek has 4 or 5 rejections tonight and had 2 blocks in the opening round of the county tournament game. Sorry, Jack, just a second. He had 2 blocks in that game, averaging close to 2 on the year. So Burek a force in the middle for Fairlawn.
Park may have gotten blocked twice, but he stopped himself from committing a charge. He saw Burek planted, and he stopped it.
Tough 3 out of the corner from Park. It's good. Philip Park injecting some energy into this Wayne Hills team. They cut it to 16, 47-31. Fairlawn still in front.
Still not too sure about this comeback from Wayne Hills, but Phil Park is feeling it from 3 the last 2 games, and they're going to need that in the state tournament. As a 15 seed, you got to pull a huge upset. You're going to need everyone firing on all cylinders. It starts with Phil Park, a guy that was struggling mightily for a huge stretch of the season, and they're going to need him as well as the rest of the team to get going.
Park hitting his second 3 of the second half. So Wayne Hills with 5:15 to go here in the third have cut it to a 16-point lead. That was once 24.
I mean, still down by a good amount of points, down by 16, but Wayne Hills came out with their heads down and started to pick them up a little bit. Confidence is definitely rising here. Phil might be having pick up again like he had against Fairlawn in the last game in the fourth quarter. Hit his 2 threes there.
So out of the timeout, Wayne Hills has cut it to a 16-point lead. Once again, still a sizable deficit to try and come back from, but with 5:15 to go here in the third, plenty of time, guys, for Wayne Hills to make a little run here and maybe get it to under 10 going into the fourth.
When you're down by this much, you just got to go 1 possession at a time. Give 100% on the first defensive possession. Get a steal, get a rebound. Give 100% on offense. If you just take it 1 possession at a time, slowly climb that mountain, you'll find yourself back into this game not worrying about the huge deficit.
Carter Lewis is checked in for Wayne Hills. Here's Sanjevsky from the win for 3. Or Sanjevsky continues the 3-point barrage for Fairlawn. He knocks that one down from the near win. 50-31, back to 19 for Fairlawn. Macarenas nearly loses it. Here's Lewis crossing over against Sanjevsky. Hit to Macarenas. Dish underneath to his brother Chester. Another denial underneath for Fairlawn. Here they come on the 2-on-1. Sanjevsky right back to Reyes. And he has to pull it back out now. Had no look. Oh, what a dish by Sohitis now to Burek. And he flips it up off glass plus a foul. And just when you thought Wayne Hills was climbing back into the game, Fairlawn responds. Burek at the line to try and make it a 3-point play.
So he gets a very good passer. That's the second great pass of the game that we've seen.
Burek at the line led all Fairlawn scores in the first half. Had 14 points, a 3-point play there for the senior, and it's back to 22, 53-31 Fairlawn. Jared Mintz, the sophomore, now coming to the scorers table for Wayne Hills, set to check in. He's only seen minimal varsity action. So Wayne Hills trying to get some energy from anyone they can off the end of their bench. Shot no good there. Here comes Fairlawn in transition again. 3-on-1. Tough finish by Sohitis. He flips it up and in. He was losing the ball up top, able to hang on to it and finish with the right hand. So Wayne Hills down 24 now. They were down 16 only a couple minutes ago. Here's Macarenas from the corner for 3. Wayne Hills, their 3-point barrage here in the second half has kept them in it to a certain extent. Cutting it back to 21 now, 55-34.
They're just going to have to keep firing those threes.
Sanjevski, another open look. He does not miss. Or
He's a deadly
Sanjevski,
shooter.
another one from the win. And it's back to 24 just like that. 58-34. Fairlawn. Lewis going towards the bucket. Off glass. No good. It rims out. Burek the rebound.
And going back to Mintz checking in for the Patriots, they need a spark from anyone they can get and just experiment with some new lineups and see who can give you some energy.
Reyes kicked up
no.
top. Sanjevski on another good look. This is incredible. Or Sanjevski is not missing from three-point land. Another one for him. 61-34. Fairlawn, their biggest lead of the night. It's 27.
And being an opposing fan, it's just fun to watch Orson Jeffsky shoot. He does not miss, and his form is so smooth. Every shot is just right in the net without even hitting rim. It's just an amazing stroke.
So Chester Macarin is taking a seat for Wayne Hills. Jaron Mintz in for the Patriots. He receives the inbound pass in the backcourt, checked by Reyes. Going hard towards the cup. Nice kick to the baseline for Lewis, and he knocks it down.
And there it is, the first possession for Mintz. His first possession in varsity all season other than garbage time minutes against West Milford, and he makes an impact. So they're going to need energy and a spark from anyone they can get it from, and certainly they got one there.
Lewis hits the baseline from the jumper. He cuts it to 25. 61-36 Fairlawn. 2:41 to go here in the third.
I mean, we have yet to see Conturso come back from his injury. Brentwood has put his warm-up shirt back on coming out from halftime. We get to see him come back in. So we got some new players to see. We got Jaron Mintz coming in, really hoping to see him spark up this Wayne Hills team. As we've said multiple times, we need a spark of energy more than anything. So whoever we can get it from, we got to put them in and hope that they can capitalize.
So out of the timeout, Wayne Hills running the same five on the floor that they went into the timeout with. Burek now up top against Mansarodu. Check to the wing for Sohitis behind the back. Mansarodu switches on him. Good job by him to force a tough pass. Now they dump it down to Burek down low. What a feed to Sanjevski. The quicker and longer Sanjevski getting past Macarin is there. Nice feed by Burek, and he scores underneath. Now Lewis coming the other way is bumped and fouled.
I can't wait to keep an eye on Fairlawn and see how they do in their state tournament. A very talented team with great shooters, great passers, all around just a very good team. And they can make a run in their tournament.
Well, it's surprising, that they lost in the opening round of the Bergen County Jamboree to Ridgewood, who you mentioned scored 88 points as Mansarodu able to score off glass off the blocked shot from Mintz. He grabbed the rebound and scored. Cuts it back to 25, 63-38. So Fairlawn losing in the opening round of the Bergen County tournament. I mean, that's surprising. Look how, we've seen it twice this season. They are a really talented team. Here's Sohitis driving against Mansarodu, gets hit and fouled. A minute 49 to go in the third. Fairlawn up by 25, 63-38.
You mentioned it last broadcast. It'll also be interesting to see how Passaic Valley does against Kennedy after a big win against us. And they have all the momentum going into that game. And we were preparing to play Kennedy. We certainly thought that was a reachable goal, but clearly not. And Passaic Valley will be playing them on Saturday. So we'll keep an eye on the rest of this Passaic County tournament, and we'll keep you updated as we bring our broadcast to you.
Yeah, a problem maybe on that game on Saturday, not to dwell on that too much, is Burek wide open underneath, flips it up off glass. But not to dwell on that Saturday loss too much, guys, but maybe Wayne Hills just came in and, you always expect to win, but maybe they thought, there's no chance we lose this game, and, maybe they just were caught off guard.
I would think that would be the case if it was just a one-game mishap, but I think it's not the case. They didn't show up against Wayne Valley. They didn't show up for this game. It's been 3 short games. We're seeing a trend here for the Patriots of something that you don't like to see as a fan, and I don't know what the problem is, but Wayne Hills is going to have to fix it.
Fairlawn matching their biggest lead of the night. They're up by 27 now, 65-38. Mansarodu hits another 3 from the win. Again, getting some life into the bench, but Wayne Hills still down by 25. Here's a 3 to answer. Sanjevski is on fire. This is the best shooting performance we've seen all year. Or Sanjevski is an absolute madman from three-point range. Another one. That one no good from Lewis driving towards the bucket. Mansarodu offensive rebound, and he puts it back up and in.
Mansarodu, a very physical player, You could see the fire in his eyes right now. He's probably upset that Wayne Hills is down by this much, and he's just trying to do anything to keep his team in this game.
Sanjevski, he checked, step back. You know he wanted to pull that one, but he gets it to Reyes in the corner instead.
They got to find him the ball. He's hot right now.
Reyes flipping it up with the right hand. No good. Rebound is tapped out. Julian Reyes has it for Fairlawn. Now Sanjevski flips it cross-court Reyes. Final 30 seconds of the third quarter. Fairlawn up 25, 68-43. Burek now with the right hand. Into the lane and finishing around Mansarodu. And right after the bucket, Kyle Sabella will take a timeout. His Cutters are up 70-43, 16.7 seconds to go in the third.
Well, why find Sanjevski when you just have a team of shooters that just cannot miss from anywhere they pull up from?
And we saw Sanjevski pull out the bow and arrow celebration. Just really a sharpshooter this game. Really every shot he's taken from everywhere on this court, he just does not miss for Fairlawn. He's put up an incredible shooting performance, doing great in the paint and outside of three-point range.
Wayne Hills certainly on track to have their worst and most embarrassing loss of the season against Fairlawn. And Fairlawn gave them their biggest loss of the season before. Oh, no, excuse me, that was Hackensack. The second biggest loss of the season by 18 points. But that was a much different game than this one. Wayne Hills was only down by 10 at the half. They played close in all quarters until the fourth, and Fairlawn blew it open. This one just hasn't been close since the start.
Macarenas with the right hand. Nice move over Naples. And now Park steals the inbound pass. Off glass, it's good. Wayne Hills with 4 points in about 3 seconds. Fairlawn inbound, so Wayne Hills again with some late life there at the end of the third. Down 23, 70-47. Fairlawn up by 23 once again entering the fourth.
They're not going to win, but you want to carry as much momentum from your offense into the next game as possible. And already Wayne Hills on track to score the most points they've scored in the last 2 games, maybe 3.
Well, Fairlawn, last time out against Wayne Hills, winning by 18, scored 74 in this one. They're on track to score 80, 90 points. So we'll see if the Wayne Hills defense can kind of come into their own here in the fourth. Already 70 points through 3 for the Cutters. Maybe, again, give themselves a little bit of momentum heading into Thursday. They've got Lakeland here in the different gymnasium. Certainly a winnable one for Wayne Hills, but like we talked about on Saturday, this is just one you want to forget about, guys.
I mean, me and former Wayne Hills broadcaster Dylan Oren King, I think you might have been there as well for the Dwight Morrow game.
Yes,
Wayne Hills
last
played
year
against Dwight Morrow and put up an outstanding 84 points against them in the second game of the state tournament last year. And they had 51 at the half, and we were saying at halftime that we could potentially see triple digits for the first time on the scoreboard. I have yet to see it, but potentially in this game, Fairlawn, as we see that they don't end up keeping their don't end up putting their subs on, they could be in shape for putting triple digits on the scoreboard here.
Fairlawn, 70 points through 3 quarters. Here's Macarenas going to the bucket. He's bumped. Count the bucket plus a foul, so Macarenas will go to the line, trying to make it a 3-point play and cut the lead to 20.
He's an excellent free throw shooter. I would say that he's probably in the 90% for the season. He had his first missed free throw earlier in the game in the past couple games.
His second rims home, so Macarenas completes the 3-point play. Wayne Hills cuts it to 20 here at the beginning of the fourth, 70-50 Fairlawn.
Guys, I'm really liking what Jared Mintz and Ollie and Musaroglu are putting to the table. The intensity is just great. They're making shots, and they look like they're just giving it their all. And I'm really liking them. They should really start for this team. And a steal from Jared.
Pass is stolen by Mintz. Now the other way, he tries to spin against 2 guys. Burek, who has been stingy on defense, knocks the pass away. Inside, Naples spins, dish underneath to Sohitis. Fairlawn operating on the offensive end there in transition like we've seen all night. Sohitis the finish underneath. Backed up to 22, and now Park travels.
Going back to that play, the save from Reyes at the scorer's table, I don't think that ball was tipped by a Wayne Hills Patriot. He lost possession of it, then caught it. That's a travel. I don't know how they didn't call that.
Here is Reyes walking it across the half-court line, across the timeline against Macarenas. Atani Burek is wide open in the middle. Fairlawn has exposed the middle of the paint all game long. Burek finishes again. 24-point lead now for the Tutters.
That play looked an awful lot like what Wayne Hills used to run to Lewis, which we mentioned just stopped running out of nowhere.
Yeah, they pretty much completely abandoned that play to Lewis. Getting him some more ISO action. You see there going one-on-one against Sanjevsky.
That was a frustration foul from Carter Lewis. He had the ball stripped from him, fell down, and just no need for that foul, and he just committed it.
Guys, this offense came to play in the second half, but the defense is still not there. There's just too many turnovers, so many blocks from Fairlawn. They're just blocking every shot that Hills puts up, and they just gotta figure something out. I'm really liking these young guys giving intensity in the defensive and offensive plays.
Well, our version of the offense coming to play is 50 points. Fairlawn's is certainly in the 90s, so two completely different spectrums there.
Here's Naples on the wing underneath Reyes against Macarenas. He flips it up. He couldn't get the roll. But Jamin Reyes will go to the line. And not yet. Or excuse me. It was in the act of shooting. So it'll be 2 shots at the line for Reyes.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but other than that West Milford game that they put up 78, I believe the highest offensive performance was 65 for Wayne Hills against Lakeland. And that's not really high scoring by any stretch of the imagination. So Wayne Hills, a more defensive-minded team, but they haven't been the last couple games.
Well, here's Reyes at the line, trying to hit his second, and he doesn't. It's too strong. Rebound, Macarenas. Andre controlling at the top against Reyes. 6:15 to go in the final quarter, and his pass is knocked away. Here comes Fairlawn now in transition again. Burek from the corner for 3. It's short. Sanjevsky batting around the rebound right to himself when he scores off glass. Or Sanjevsky is having himself a night here in the different gymnasium. Now to the middle for Mansour. Flip up top, Park. Here's a win 3. No good, and Lewis shoving Sanjevsky now.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, now he's limping.
And you hate to see a player of his caliber get hurt, especially late in a game like this when you're up by 26. Really no need for him to be in this game. Coming states and upcoming games, you don't want him on the court. I think the coach has got to take him out here. You can't risk further injury.
So Fairlawn now in the bonus, up by 26. So the foul on Lewis on the rebound will send Sanjevsky to the line. He'll try to get 2 more and just add to his incredible scoring performance here so far tonight.
Let's hope he's feeling okay.
Well, we'll see on this first free throw. It's too strong. Rebound, Burek on the offensive rebound, and that's just bad execution from Wayne Hills, allowing an offensive rebound on the free throw, and then Burek kind of just turning around. No one even there to contest the shot. Burek scores again underneath. 78-50, 28-point lead now for Fairlawn. Here's Mansour coming the other way with it from the wing, driving inside, and he's bumped and fouled.
Well, after that Paramus Catholic game, we've just seen a collapse of epic proportions from Wayne Hills. Just don't even recognize this team over the last 3 games. I don't know what's going on. It just looked like a completely different team from what we saw earlier in the year.
I mean, Aaron, it's been the story all night. It's just defensive mishaps that they can't control, but this team is just not aware of, and they got to find something to do. And I don't know what it is, but they need to find something.
Well, it's certainly going to be another disappointing loss here. But, we mentioned they've got Lakeland coming in here on Thursday, and then they're going to travel to West Millie on Saturday. They'll go to West Milford. And that'll be a regular season game. But, again, 2 winnable games coming up after this one, which is going to be their 4th straight loss. But we'll see if they can, garner some momentum going into that Kennedy game next Tuesday. Here's Burek from the mid-range over Mansour. John Burek having himself a night. Him and Sanjevsky have just been a force all day long for the Cutters.
And Kennedy, a team, as Macarenas with a 3 miss. Kennedy, a team, I'll let you take this, Aaron, real quick.
Here comes Burek the other way in transition. He's going to be fouled going up with the shot.
As I was saying, Kennedy is a team that's probably on the same level as Fairlawn, if not even better. And it would be scary to think of what happened to Wayne Hills going into that game if they played the way they are right now.
Burek's first free throw up and good. So with 5 minutes on the dot to go here in this one, Dabo Farrell checks back in. Jaron Mintz out for the Patriots, and his opposite number 24, Jamin Ray, is checking out for Fairlawn.
and Sanjevsky went into the trainer's room. So that's something you definitely do not want to see.
Yeah, for Fairlawn, their leading scorer, and I mean, look at the show he put on here tonight from 3-point range. So hopefully Sanjevsky is okay. And like you mentioned, Fairlawn, they've got states coming up too. A dangerous team they're going to be, especially with Sanjevsky 100%.
And really, I just question the decision to have him in this late in the game. Just there's no point in him being in the game, and I don't know why you would risk injury like that.
Mansarodu hits his third 3 of the half.
He's feeling it.
So Ali hits another 3, this time from just to the left of the top of the tee. Back to 27, 81-54 Fairlawn. So he just behind the back, working in the mid-range, no good. Rebound, Mansarodu.
And if I'm the Fairlawn coach, Kyle Sabella, I'd consider taking out the rest of these guys. After that injury to Sanjevsky, you don't want to see these guys get hurt, but Coach Sabella has coached a very good game so far, so he probably knows better than us.
Yeah, and his cutters, we're going to mention it again, 13-4, 9-3 in the Mid-North, another incredible season. And, you know, he's over the last 2 years, thus far into the regular season, 35-8 are the cutters. So their 2-year reign of dominance continues here tonight inside the different gymnasium. Layup no good with the left hand by Park, but Macarena is able to flip it up off glass, cut it back to 25 with 4:04 to go. Nearing the halfway point in the final quarter of action here in this one. Fairlawn up 25.
Timeout from Wayne Hills as they prepare for the comeback. Probably not going to happen though, guys. 4 minutes to go. This one seems way out of reach. And now limping back into the Gifford Gymnasium is Or Sanjevsky as Andrew, the trainer, walks back in. And he has a serious limp. His shoe is off. He has a walking boot on, guys. That is something you do not like to see. That's definitely an ankle sprain for Or Sanjevsky. And wow, that's just... I don't know why he was in the game this late. I don't know why you would even risk that kind of an injury. He has ice on his foot. Is he in a boot? I can't tell. It looks like...
Yeah, it looks like he's got something strapped onto his shoe, right? Probably maybe an ice
shoe's
pack
off.
or something.
It looks like he has some kind of a boot on and ice wrapped to it. So that's definitely not what you want to see if you're a Fairlawn fan or a Fairlawn teammate for Or Sanjevsky. Going into the state tournament, there was no need for him to be in the game, and you just hate to see that. He was high, just an amazing player to watch, a great basketball player all around, and you hate to see this.
And right now, he deserves to rest. He gave it all he got. Of course, with the Fairlawn team, they give it all they got. Look how many points they scored. They scored 81 points just in like 4 quarters. The game's not even over yet, so they can score more. And this Hills team, sloppy in the first half. Second half came back with an offensive power, but defensively, just not there. And this team just needs to wake up. And I'm really liking what Ali brings to the table with the rebounds and the shooting and these young guys, Jared Mitz. I'm really liking it.
Going back to the Sanjevsky point, some starters are still in this game for Fairlawn, and I really don't know why. The PowerPoint's locked. The state tournaments are set. You don't need to play for scores anymore. A win is a win. It still goes on your record no matter what. So there's no need to run up the score. There's no need to win by a lot because the PowerPoints are locked for the state tournament.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jack. And, maybe an extreme example as here's Park going towards the bucket hit to the win now for Franklin on a 3. It's too strong, and it'll be out of bounds. Maybe a little bit of an extreme example, but remember, almost a decade ago when, in the NBA, Derrick Rose, when he was, in his prime, coming off his MVP season for the Chicago Bulls, Coach Tom Thibodeau was playing him in the fourth quarter of a playoff game, which the Bulls were going to win, and then Rose, suffering that famous, ACL injury that really changed the trajectory of his career. I'm not saying it's going to happen here with Sohitis, but obviously a little bit of a similar situation, playing late in the game when he really didn't have to, and now he suffers an injury which may hinder him going into states.
Jets fans remember, as was the case with Mark Sanchez in his final years with the Jets. Rex Ryan kept him in the preseason third quarter. Certainly a questionable decision there that I'm still mad about, by the way, but that one pretty much ended Sanchez's career.
Yeah, well, us Jets fans haven't had a lot to cheer for over the past decade or so.
New York Guardians will bring us hope.
So he
Back to basketball now.
Or excuse me, Naples at the line, knocking down his first. It'll roll off the front of the rim. So Fairlawn up 26 here, 82-56, 3:44 to go in this one. Naples knocks down both. So Michael Naples, another guy who just kind of fits into this offense and gets the job done from behind the arc and inside, knocking down both there. He's been pretty consistent tonight. Fairlawn back up by 27, 83-56 Cutters.
Speaking of hope, Aaron, Wayne Hill is not really giving us much to hope for in the state tournament with the past couple games as Park fires from 3. And we're just going to hope as the season goes along, these regular season games, they give us something to root for as we enter the state tournament.
Burritt's pass flying out of bounds over the head of Naples there, and Adamo to inbound here in front of the Tutters bench. 3:18 to go. Wayne Hills looking maybe to just outscore Fairlawn here in the final 3:15 to just, walk into the locker room. It'll be a pretty bad loss either way, but just, get a W any way you can. The small victories for Wayne Hills is what they're trying to accomplish here. Here's Matarenas on the win for 3. No good. Rebound Sohitish. Quickly up ahead to Reyes in transition, and here we go. We'll pull it back out. Let's see if this is the point of the game where Fairmont is just going to run time off the clock and try and walk out of here painlessly.
Don't think they can kill the whole 3 minutes here, but they're going to do as best as they can to wind that clock down.
Sohitish and Reyes playing catch.
And probably the last time we'll meet Fairlawn in the regular season. Best of luck to them in their state tournament. They certainly have what it takes to go all the way. And speedy recovery we wish for Orson Jeffsky.
Well, here comes some Fairlawn subs coming to the storage table now. Is that shot no good? Rebound knocked around. Macarenas has it and he's fouled. So Moran and O'Farrell, who have already seen time in this game, will come to the storage table. And accompanying them is number 13, Tommy Fasano, the senior. So Fairlawn going to sub 3 guys into the game here and maybe get their starters out of the game here, Jack, like we talked about. And they do, as Burek and Naples will come off for the Tutters.
Still in. It looks like Fasano will take him out when he finally checks into the game. I don't know what the issue with that was, but we'll have to wait a little longer.
Macarenas on the 1-and-1, knocks down the first. So here comes. Oh, and now they tell Tommy Fasano to sit down.
That stinks. The senior hasn't been at all. Come on, put him in.
Here's Macarenas on his second. It's up and good. So Andre 2 of 2 from the line there. Turning it to 25, 83-58 Fairlawn with 2:15 to go here in the final quarter of play. Breaking the presses, Fairlawn. Here's Moran. Touch pass to Reyes. He couldn't finish. He gets his own rebound. He couldn't finish again. Julian Reyes on his 3rd attempt gets 2 offensive rebounds and finishes, and the Fairlawn bench loves that.
Really just no need for that kind of play. With 2 minutes to go, you're up by almost 30 points. You don't need to be taking fast breaks.
Here's Park on a 3. It's short. Macarenas the offensive rebound. Spinning in the lane. Flipping it up and in. So Wayne Hills tracked 60 here. 85-60. Fairlawn up 25. 1:43 to go. Reyes on the baseline. Inbounding to Moran, and then he throws it away. O'Farrell able to keep it in front of him, and late whistle there on Macarenas as he got Sohitish in the face.
They didn't call a foul. That's Wayne Hill's ball.
Oh, wow. I thought they got a late whistle on.
There we go. Tommy Fasano checks into the game. The senior. Great to see him in. Tags out Sohitish. Good to see seniors getting playing time.
So, like you mentioned, Sohitish checking out. Fasano in. The senior for Fairlawn. In the corner, here's Adamo. Looking for a Tony Macarenas to get it to him. Now on the wing, here's Park. Kick to the corner. Andre Macarenas now going towards the bucket on the baseline. He's bumped and fouled. Macarenas back to the line for another 1-and-1.
Macarenas just really doesn't miss free throws.
It'll be 2 for Macarenas. Excuse me, my mistake. So Andre at the line for 2 shots. And his first is up and good. Nothing but net. Macarenas on his second is good. It's pure once again. So Macarenas, like you mentioned, great free throw shooter, going 2 of 2 from the line there. And now a steal off the inbound. Macarenas in the lane, flipping it up, and he gets the roll. So Macarenas with 4 quick points. Clock continues to tick here. We've got 70 seconds to go in this one. Here's Fasano flipping it across the timeline to Moran, and that pass is picked off by Franklin. Here's Park now. Kicked into the opposite wing for Adamo. Back up top. Park. Head fake. Going towards the bucket. Kick to the corner. Step back 3. Macarenas, and they'll get a travel. And that might do it as Fairlawn might just wind down the final 51.6 here on this Nets offensive possession. If they can get it across the half-court line, Wayne Hills has done a good job. And consecutive steals on back-to-back possessions, and Macarenas almost with another one there.
Believe it or not, the 3rd highest scoring game of the season for Wayne Hills. That shows you just what kind of season it's been. And certainly the most points they've allowed all season by far.
Ray is trying to spin away out of the double team of Macarenas and Adamo. He's fouled, and he'll go right back to the line on the other end.
Let's hope this game doesn't get chippy in the final couple minutes. Reyes was visibly upset with that one, and
Yeah, that's the last thing
throwing
you
a couple
want.
elbows.
Yeah, it's the last thing you want is for the frustration to set in for Hills and Fairlawn to kind of answer back with some anger of their own. So, like you said, hoping that this one can just end kind of painlessly here. 47.9 to go. Race at the line for 2. First is up and good from Jamin Reyes, the senior.
Right now, Wayne Hills football is just not. Wayne Hills basketball is just not exciting to watch. As these past 2 games, they've been blown out by 2 great teams, but teams that they could have competed with. And you've seen it in past games, and he's just not there tonight.
Macarenas in transition, flipping it up. It's short, but he got hit. And Andre back to the line for 2 more here with 42.2 to go.
It's really just been the past 3 games they've been blown out. Also the Wayne Valley game and the Passaic Valley game.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that. I don't want to remember that Valley game.
Who does?
Yeah, well, I mean, you would back to that Valley game, and we talked about the PV game a lot. That may have been the turning point. They were on a 4-game winning streak coming into that Tuesday game at Paramus Catholic, played them tight, and like we mentioned on that broadcast, and we're going to continue to mention throughout the remaining broadcast, Wayne Hills was playing their best basketball of the season at that point. It was a packed gym here at the Difford. Atmosphere was great. Jack, you were in the stands. It was crazy there in the student section, but Wayne Hills just came out flat in that one. And
crazy for the first couple minutes until Valley completely silenced everyone and just took control of that game very, very early.
Well, Fairlawn does the same here tonight inside of the Difford final 20. Jamin Reyes is going to dribble out the clock. So Kyle Sabella's Cutters are going to move to 14-4, 10-3 inside the Mid-North and remain a perfect 8-0 inside the Independence Division. Wayne Hills is going to drop their 4th straight. 7-10 overall. They'll be now heading into the Thursday matchup at Lakeland, 5-7 in the Mid-North as the clock hits 0. So Fairlawn 86-66, a 20-point lead or 20-point win for the Cutters here on the road tonight inside the Difford Gymnasium.
Once again, just one word to describe this: disappointing. We don't know where the Wayne Hills team that we saw earlier in the season went, and let's just hope they find themselves before the state tournament starts, because this team playing like this will not last long in the state tournament.
Yeah, a few embarrassing games for this Wayne Hills team. In the first half, they just came out with a lack of energy. It seemed like they just came here for they won't get fined. A joke. Marshall Lynch, running back for the Seahawks, what Marshall Lynch used to say. But in the second half, they came out with a power of offense, but still lacked that defense.
So one more time, Fairlawn with a 20-point win in the Difford Gymnasium here from Wayne Hills High School, 86-66 Cutters. I'm Aaron Hood, Isaiah Ahumada, Jack Woodard, and Luca Yannuzzi. Jonathan Kitt behind the camera. We will see you on Thursday night right back here in the Difford as Lakeland will come in here against Wayne Hills.